Hey, this is Patrick Coffin. What? Another recommendation about how to crush 2019? Another review of the year 2018? Yes, here's why. Don't make any resolutions for 2019. I don't believe in them. I hate New Year's resolutions. Why? Because they're right up there with, I really wish upon a star. Or, I hope that X will happen. Don't hope, don't wish, and don't make any resolutions. Studies show that resolutions die within 3 weeks of the month of January. Instead, make a plan. As my wife and I say, if it's not written down, can you finish that sentence? It doesn't exist. So, make a yearly list of your goals for 2019, before 2019 hits. Monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. Here's the key about the whole thing. Small is huge. So, for your to-do list, you can start this January 1st. Take a couple days and plan. Write your to-do list for Monday on Sunday evening, as much of it as you can remember, so that when you wake up on Monday, you don't have to go, oh, what's that thing I need to, oh man, a lot is happening today. What is it? No, you've already got a running start. You're hitting the ground, the runway, if you will, with some forward momentum. So make your to-do list the night before the day that you're going to scratch those bad boys off your to-do list. So write down your 2019 goals. Productivity is not the same thing as busyness. And without a goal, without a concrete mission that you can write down and examine and smell, whatever you need to do, I've fallen in love with analog. I'm going back to pen and paper. I'm learning the bullet journal method by Ryder Carroll, and it's just been fantastic so far. And remember, I have moderate to severe ADHD, so I'm preaching to the choir on capturing thoughts, dreams, plans, ideas, notes, tasks, events, and all that jazz. So, write down your goals. I'm sure you have more than one goal for 2019. Maybe something simple, but unless you write it down and that writing it down makes you accountable, you probably are not going to crush 2019. In fact, 2019 is probably going to crush you. Think of it. Every year, it's the same amount of time, 52 weeks, and each of those weeks happens to you, unless you happen to it. You have to be in its opposition. You have to overcome the next year. And the next year is going to be doled out in the same 24-hour units as this current year has been doled out. So, lots to be said about 2018. My biggest accomplishment has been the creation of Coffin Nation, our online community of culture builders. My wife and I didn't wish it into being. We didn't say, oh, we hope that somehow we can create an online community of people who want to build the culture and recover the Judeo-Christian roots of America and the West and make stronger families and stronger communities. No, we planned. We made lists. We had metrics. We had, above all, deadlines. And thanks to her super brain and my many mistakes, we built an online community that now has hundreds of members. We're going to cross the 1,000 member list this year. That's a certainty. We're probably going to, we haven't quite decided yet, but stay tuned on this channel. We're going to probably open the doors every quarterly to allow new members in. CoffinNation.com is the website, by the way. But I'm only bringing this up to say that this year we would not have created this unless we had made plans. Deadline-driven, objective-driven plans. If you make a resolution, you can fall back on the agreement you made with yourself in a nice moment on the 1st of January. If you make a plan, the whole world can see it. You've committed yourself to writing. Now, the plans might change. You may drop the plans, but if you're committed to the year as a marathon and not a series of sprints, you're going to make it. And you're going to crush 2019 instead of the other way around. Remember, the key to productivity is to write out the thing that's in your mind. Now, when I say capture, there's a literal sense to the word capture. You're concretizing it. You're getting it out of your head so that your RAM is more and more close to empty. Now, that's an idea from David Allen, the GTD, Getting Things Done creator. And Getting Things Done very much dovetails with the bullet journal. In fact, David Allen is one of our inside experts inside Coffin Nation. We do a monthly masterclass interview with an expert in personal productivity and transformation, and David Allen is one of those guests. So, write out your goals. Your goals are not pursuing you. Your goals are not coming after you. You have to go after them. And the way you go after them is by getting it out of your head, out of your hopes and dreams and wishes, and down onto paper. So then it becomes actionable, and you become accountable to the thing you say you want at the first of the year. Here's a little tip from T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot famously wrote, "Begin with the end in mind." If you don't make a plan and stick to it, December 31st, 2019 is going to look an awful lot like December 31st, 2018. And if you're like me and you like to write things down so you can look back on what you did, it can be depressing to look back years before and realize there's very little difference between yourself then and yourself today. So there is something you can do about that, and that is make a plan and not a resolution. For 2019, I'll share one of our plans is to host a culture building conference here in Southern California at a beach hotel. We haven't located that yet, but it's going to be near the ocean. We're going to have talks, we're going to have Holy Mass, we're going to have music, and we're going to have an amazing time. It's one thing to be part of an online community, virally in the cyberspace. It's another thing to be in the room with each other, and that we are very much looking forward to, probably late summer 2019. In fact, we're already looking ahead to 2020. We're going to Catholic Bavaria in Germany in the spring of 2020 to see the once-a-decade Oberammergau Passion Play. More on that later. We would also like to, now this is not planning yet, this is one of those hope to, and when it becomes a plan, I'll certainly let you know. But how does Christmas in Bethlehem sound? December 27th next year to January 7th, Bethlehem, Cana, Nazareth, Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Caesarea Philippi, Bethany. Would you like to do that? Let us know. So, if you don't plan to act, then 2019 is just going to rush on you the way this year did. And you're going to be like dead fish floating down the river. Only live fish go upstream. As G.K. Chesterton said, corpses flow downstream, but a live person kicks and goes upstream. That's where the source of life is. It takes effort. It takes eating the frog, even if you don't want to. That's the key to success. There's no such thing as a crown of glory without some kind of cross involved, and together we can embrace that cross and overcome it. I want to end here with it's the closing paragraph. It's very short. It's by playwright Tennessee Williams. Drug addict, homosexual lifestyle, got a hold of him as a young man. He wrote The Glass Menagerie and A Streetcar Named Desire and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And he wrote an essay in the New York Times in 1947 on November 30th. And it's called The Catastrophe of Success. It's a brilliant reflection on what happened to him, going from struggling artist in oblivion out there and going from, small town hotels to small town hotels as he built up experience and tried to spend as much time as he could alone creating these amazing stories. Then boom, The Glass Menagerie hits. Opens in Chicago, huge hit on Broadway, and he goes from obscurity into the stratosphere of public acclaim and fame and money and success. Here's how that essay ends. William Saroyan wrote a great play on this theme, that purity of heart is the one success worth having. In the time of your life, live. That time is short, and it doesn't return again. It's slipping away while I write this, and while you read it. And the monosyllable of the clock is loss, 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 unless you devote your heart to its opposition. I'm Patrick Coffin. Merry Christmas. Crush 2019. Keep in touch. Let me know how it's going. Click subscribe. CoffinNation.com will be open soon for more members. And in the meantime, be a saint. What else is there?